Yeah, like why? The time to ask if someone's okay with something is when you're deciding it.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Friday, December 7th. This is the Late Show. This is the Low Shack in the Bag Show. My name is Jimmy the Bag, and I'm sitting beside, as always, the legend, Lodals.
Yeah.
Low Shack. Pete, this is our last show of the week.
Yeah, I hear you, Jim.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. You know, nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky. Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky. Yeah, last show of the week. Nothing lasts forever. I mean, we will be back on Monday, but just keep in mind, nothing lasts forever. And it is very sad. You know what I mean? It is very sad. Even when we talk about people who have family members who are sick, who are the sick, it's like nothing does last forever. You know what I'm saying?
No, nothing does last forever. That's why you got to make each moment, care about each moment, make each moment the best that you can, and care about other people.
Yeah.
Care about other people. And you know who I care about, Pete?
Who's that?
Our low baggers. Parlay Poppy officially first. Feel so honored. Great work. Excellent hustle, Parlay Poppy. We have Ninja 13, Abba Zaba. We have Drew from the SBR Forum. He was a huge asset, by the way, a huge asset to our show, The Audible. He was hilarious in it. Shelby Richards, Sean Robertson, Robbie Tagaloa, Abba Zaba, Troy V. The Misanthropic Nihilist says the SBR reminder for the show with Jimmy's head above Pete's naked upper torso is slightly homoerotic.
Okay, very nice, very nice.
He's not listening.
No, because I was like, did someone spike this with some booze? Because I can. All right, okay.
He's not listening. Oh, we have some of Dan Kelly's plays. Oh, Don Ricci says, damn, you guys are frozen. Are we still frozen? Talk to us. Are we still frozen? Don Ricci said, damn, you guys are frozen. Dan Kelly coming in with plays. These are copy and pasters. Fourth quarter, LA Lakers, San Antonio Spurs over 53.5. I'm very curious to see what move has been in that game because I didn't go ahead and take that over, but I think I will.
I have a question for you here.
Sure.
Nick Arcuri says, best betting show there is. Thank you so much, Nick Arcuri. I really love those comments. And my only question is, does every betting show get comments that says best betting show there is, or does our betting show get more comments that say best betting show there is than other shows? I just want to know. It's not an ego thing. I'm very curious. Nick Arcuri, thank you so much, who says best betting show there is. Booyah! There you go. Best betting show there is. I just want to know, do all betting shows get those comments or not? I'm just curious. Let's go on.
Dwayne Reed says, Pete, those are some nice vocals there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do like to. It could be because you can feel my pain when I sing. You know what I'm saying? You feel it. People are like, no, he doesn't. It's not that he has a great voice. It's just you can feel his demented mental state coming through the air that he sings out of his mouth. And that's what really touches people.
You'd be a great blues musician for sure. Robbie Tagaloa shouting out our man Lowbagger Troy V, saying he gave us a beautiful NHL parlay yesterday. Yes, Troy V. And Robbie Tagaloa also giving out winners nonstop. He was the guy who first got me on New Mexico State when they were up against the Lobos, and then Maxwell Smart said the Lobos were going to drink cold cock soup.
Hell yeah.
And that's what they did. That's what
Moshi Bogardot says, as always, best show on the internet. Moshi Bogardot. Follow me on Twitter. I'd like to be in touch with you, Moshi Bogardot.
Big Ragu says, Jimmy, I sent a video to Larry. Sorry for the 11th hour. We don't care about the 11th hour. I mean, they get a little, but we don't, because we're just happy to have a Big Ragu video. This guy gives us winners nonstop.
All right, so let's get to, okay, so first of all, Moshi Bogardot says, Pete, please talk MMA. I'm not happy to see there isn't a topic. I will talk MMA. I will talk in depth. Jimmy the Bag has some NFL stuff. Do you want to talk about it in the show or tweet it out, Jim?
We'll see time.
We'll see time.
Check time-wise. But yes, I'm going to be
okay, so here's how the show's going to go. We're going to quickly review NHL. We'll talk about NBA a little bit. As always, I'm going to make my...
Leo Mack giving me a tip. I'm going to be hammering the horses tomorrow very hard. Speaking of the horses, thank you for doing that. Sorry, I have to do this quickly.
That's okay.
Leo Mack says, Jimmy, race for it. Aintree tomorrow. Cross Hugh Boy. This is well fancied here in Ireland. Big tip for it. Thank you, Leo Mack. And you guys, please, Leo Mack included, jump on the Beat the Bag competition tomorrow at Los Alamitos. We're going to have Noli Knows live at the track. We're going to have Big Boss live at the track for this.
Super awesome.
I am so pumped. I'm going to put the link right here. First, I'm going to copy and paste my man Leo Mack's hot tip. I'm going to be capping the whole card. I'm going to be in touch with these guys nonstop. I'm going to put the link right here. Free contest, $100 to the winner. Shout out to 101 last week. And please join this competition. The more people join, the more we can do it. So please be a part of this free contest.
Okay, so once again, what we're going to do, we are going to talk MMA. We'll quickly go over NHL. We'll go over NBA, but as usual, I will give most of my NBA picks. I like to wait until close to tip-off to give my picks. I've been doing okay with those picks. We'll do that. Then we'll go over college basketball relatively in-depth again, a review, and we will talk MMA at the end. We'll get some summarizing thoughts from Jimmy the Bag on NFL, and that will be it. At some point, I'll give the birthday pick, and that's what it'll be. And once again, Barsaman G11 says, Loshak, a lot of perico. Once again, no, Barsaman G11, believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe, harder to believe than my lifetime shitty NBA record. I don't do any drugs, don't even smoke cigarettes. I understand it's hard to believe. Not saying I don't have natural issues going on in my head. Naturally, natural chemicals, whatever chemicals are affecting my behavior that makes everyone think that I do all these drugs are natural, created and secreted by me. Oh, thanks to all my friggin'
look at Melvin Morrell. This is the only thing I've been thinking about all afternoon other than the Audible. Melvin Morrell, look at that comment. Guys, don't forget my birthday pick.
No, Melvin Morrell.
Trust me.
And I've been thinking about it. I'm worried that the pick that I was leaning towards, which was the over in the James Madison George Mason game, might have gotten up. I did give it as an official pick earlier, but of course, I guess the birthday pick has to be the line when it's given. I give if it moves to 145, I can't say the birthday pick is 142.
You can't. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
So let me just quickly check. Yeah. Oh God. There's still a 142 available.
Kate Pasky says 24 hours ago we spoke of taking chances, and you have no picks.
I have no picks.
Kate Pasky says you're breaking his heart.
No, I have picks. I just don't have a birthday pick yet. But yeah, I don't have any NBA picks, which will probably come later on the show. All right, so let me just review all the picks that we gave, and then we'll jump into NHL.
Oh, but first, shout out to our man Stephen Alla, a Marine. We love you, Stephen Alla. Says from the earlier show, Switzerland League 2, both teams to score over 2.5. Another low bag crew soccer play of the day, Cash. Thank you, Stephen Alla.
All right, very nice. Now I'm going to pull up the.
And Anna Merrick has his underguard pick that we didn't get to.
Okay, very nice.
Do you want me to copy and paste that?
Yes, please do. I'm pulling up the sheets, and I'm going to remind everyone what the official picks were that we gave.
While you are looking that up quickly, I just need to answer Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly, it is at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. It starts tomorrow. That is race 1. Mm-hmm. Big Ragu is incredible with the ponies. I'm going to be working with him. I'm going to be working with another low bagger, Dennis Garcia. We're going to have guys at the track. We are going to be hammering the ponies. It's a lot of fun when you get a little break from all of, I guess, and college basketball, a little break, hammer it with
and one final shout out to a low bagger. Yesterday, Smooth Moses gave me a play. He said, take in Germany Bundesliga, the second Bundesliga, the under in the Paderborn game, and I did tail it. It wound up going 1-0, so I had a casher there. Yes, I do tail soccer tips. I've tailed Stephen Alla's tips from the comment Low Shack in the Bag show. When people give tips in the comment section of Low Shack in the Bag show, yes, I do tail them, and yes, overall I have been up. There have been some losers that people give out, of course, but I tail Smooth Moses' plays. I tail a lot of plays. Last 2 plays that I've tailed. There was Alaska Aces which lost in the Philippines League, but I tailed the Paderborn under, and that one did cash. All right, so let's review.
Joy V liking Elon over 69. And just before we review the picks, and Jason Campbell cashed with Illawarra. Remember you were pensive.
Yes, I saw that one. I was like, I don't know if I wanted to take it, but shout out to you, Jason Campbell, who gave me a pick that I did tail 2 days ago. So the comment section, go ahead.
And
Jim.
just before we go into the plays, I want to give out to our old friend, Hands on My Cock. He's back.
Okay.
Hands on My Cock says, guys, I'm back, focused on soaking up all this great Capper advice. Preach, my fellow Cappers, and glad to be watching the best fucking show on the planet once again. We love you, Hands.
All right, so in the NHL, I had no picks. The games for tonight were pretty tricky to me. No official plays for me in NHL. Jimmy the Bag took Winnipeg puck line plus 135, and he took Edmonton money line minus 111. Also in the morning show, I was saying that I thought maybe a shot with San Jose Dallas over might be worth a play, and Mr. Gokster agreed that was worth a play that he was liking or leaning towards anyway. But again, no plays for me in NHL as of now, and Jimmy the Bag is on Winnipeg puck line and Edmonton money line, and in the morning show, a lot of people were endorsing plays on Winnipeg one way or the other. A lot of people saying they loved Winnipeg either by puck line, or a lot of people were saying they liked the Winnipeg team total over. So that was a heavily endorsed play. In NBA, again, I just took one play. Chicago Bulls first quarter +3 minus 110. The Bulls have been a great first quarter team this year. It is their second game after the coach's firing, so some people are nervous that this is not a spot to bet on them again. But OKC again is off the big comeback from their last game against that, which was actually a birthday pick. That was the birthday pick where I had the under team total and it pushed. So I took the Bulls first quarter +3 as my only NBA pick so far. Jimmy the Bag has Denver +1, Denver Nuggets +1, Miami Phoenix under 209.5. and Orlando -2. Again, Jimmy the Bag has Denver +1, Miami Phoenix under 209.5, and Orlando -2. In college basketball, I gave 3 plays. JMU George Mason, first half over 67 and full game over 142. That was a play that was endorsed by Maxwell Smart. People follow Maxwell Smart on Twitter. I know what this guy is. I know how he does what he does. I believe, remember in Amadeus, another showing how old I am, one of my favorite movies in Amadeus, I believe this is the best opera ever written. I believe that Maxwell Smart's positive results in college basketball so far this year are sustainable long-term and based on an approach that is recognizing edges on a fundamental level that he will be able to continue long-term. The only question I have about Maxwell Smart, as with everyone in college basketball, 350 teams, that'll drive you crazy. So
but he focuses only on that sport. He does it year long. I've been watching his numbers, and they're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. How about his call on Kentucky Christian?
Yes. Unless Maxwell Smart loses his mind, I expect, which is not unthinkable from college basketball, I expect his positive results to continue. And follow him on Twitter. Check him out. The guy is the real deal, in my personal opinion. You know, if I endorse someone, I really honestly believe that. Shout out to Maxwell Smart. He endorsed the play on George Mason, JMU over. So first half over 67, full game over 142. And I took the TCU USC first half under 70, leaning full game as well. People are talking about how, playing at the Staples Center, shooting might be a little bit off to start. I'm kind of agreeing with that. TCU USC first half under 70 and JMU George Mason first half over and full game over. And Jimmy the Bag, as of right now, has no college basketball picks pending. And that's it. That's it for all the plays that we gave in the morning show. Right, Jim?
That's it.
All right, brisk pace. Let's move on to the NHL segment. Again, I have no plays. Jimmy the Bag, you took Winnipeg on the puck line, Edmonton on the money line. The Edmonton, money line has moved 3 cents in your favor since opening. So an infinitesimal, but still nevertheless present line move in your favor. Winnipeg moved in your favor. You got plus 135. It could still be at the Greek, it's 135. But Pinnacle's down to plus 126. So again, another very, very teeny tiny, but still recognizable market move in your favor. The rest of the games, we talked about Carolina, Anaheim. Anaheim has been winning and scoring. Jimmy the Bag doesn't quite think that's sustainable. Carolina, a bunch of their top guys are out with injuries. They've been getting a lot of shots on goal, but not a lot of scoring. What's up with them? Very confusing. San Jose, Dallas, I was leaning over on that one. Mr. Gokster agreed with a lean to the over as well. I like the brisk pace we're keeping here, Jim. Let's continue it. What do you have to say about NHL?
We got to break down a couple things here. First off, another shout out to Stephen Alley. He's driving to the brewery with his friend Drew. Never heard the show. We got Loshak and the Bag on the radio in the car.
Hell yeah.
Nikki Shore says, Jimmy, thoughts on Blues team total under? To be honest with you, I guess I don't love it. We have 2 defensemen coming back from injuries. Now, Buffalo only missed 3 games. Kulikov's been out for a month. Mm-hmm. So you have 2 guys coming in, Morrissey and Morrow out. I'm a little uncomfortable with it. And the Jets have a tendency to let up in the third period. We've seen that happen all year long. So I guess I probably wouldn't love it. Parlay Poppy says, Jets have owned this matchup going 4-1 straight up against the Blues, who are still battling injuries with Steen, Pietrangelo, and Fabry. Winnipeg back in form going 4-0, but not covering the puck lines regularly. I think this is a nice spot. I believe in it. Nate Pereira says, what have I missed? Nate Pereira back from his birthday. We love you, Nate Pereira. Eddie Euler says, Koivu out for Wild. Hurts Minnesota. It does. It was one of the reasons why I made the bet on the Oilers. We talked about it in the morning show. We talked about Koivu being banged up. Second half of a back-to-back in Alberta. This Wild team is not playing very well right now. I don't quite understand why they're not playing very well right now. Like getting the Oilers at minus 111. Feel very comfortable on the spot with the Oilers at home. The question is, so I've been very busy and haven't been able to put much time into line movement because I had the audible. With the Anaheim Ducks, was there movement back, and who is the goalie in net for the Hurricanes tonight?
Oh, the goalie in net for the Hurricanes tonight. Yeah. Let me see.
Ron Fig joining us. Love you guys. We love you, Ron Fig. Eddie Euler saying Raquel out for the Ducks.
Oh, well, I'm seeing Mrazek likely. Not confirmed yet, though. Not confirmed yet.
Frank Gonzalez says birthday pick. He's working on it, Frank. We want to keep him relaxed.
I know.
We don't want to keep him calm.
Oh, God. The birthday pick is coming. All right.
I want to take the Ducks here. What's the line movement being?
The line movement on the Anaheim game. Let's see. So you are leading Ducks now. I thought in the morning show.
I wanted to to take the Ducks in the morning. I was just so confused by the market.
Well, it had moved in Carolina's favor. Now it's coming back the other way, but that might just be because of the announcement of Mrazek likely.
How do you not? So let me just, okay, can you take over saying, let me just
Yeah.
get some final information on some injuries. Let's make sure that Stahl is out.
All right, yeah, so Jim's going to look for that. San Jose, Dallas, man, it is tempting to try for a shot with the over there at just 5.5.
I think that St. Louis Winnipeg might be an interesting over. Mm-hmm. What is the total on that one?
St. Louis and Winnipeg. Well, it's 6. A lot of people are liking the Winnipeg team total over, which would be 3.5. Maybe I'll throw on a bunch of it's 3.5 plus 100 for Winnipeg, but the full game over would just be 6. And of course, if you want to buy down to 5.5, it wouldn't be that expensive at Pinnacle. Not that expensive to buy down to 5.5 at Pinnacle. I might even check to see what it is.
I have to do it.
Yeah?
I have to take. Sorry, I'm talking about this Hurricanes Duck spot. Listen, Jordan Stahl and Furlan out of the lineup. Where's their toughness?
I don't know.
Where does their toughness come from? It doesn't come from anywhere. I mean, Warren Foegele is 6'2", but he's 190 pounds, 22 years old. He gives a tiny bit of toughness. It's just gone. That's where it's gone. When you take Stahl and Furlan out of the lineup, there's no toughness. Who cares that Raquel's not in the lineup? I don't even care. So McElhaney has sustained a lower body injury in practice. Mrazek, we're not sure if he's going to start. We're not sure if the kid they brought up is going to start. I have to do this. Rock is on Sharks puck line. Ooh, that's an exciting bet, Scotty. You know I'll be cheering for that. Jets puck line, Oilers money line, Ducks money line. I have to take the Ducks money line here. I just have to. I'm not going to let the market scare me. This Ducks team's rolling. This Hurricanes team, and I don't believe in the idea that they're due. This team is due.
Due.
I don't believe.
What does that mean, due?
I don't believe in it. I don't believe it. Mohamed
People are like,
Joe.
they're due. What does that mean, due?
Sharks regulation, Jets regulation, Oilers money line, and Ducks money line. I love that card. Now, I love that you guys are on the Sharks. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to take a Sharks team that struggled on the road, even though I like them, and I think they're a much better team than Dallas. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't give me value long term, but I respect what you guys are on. In saying that, please give me the Anaheim Ducks money line.
All right, the Anaheim money line could have gotten a slightly better number in the morning. It has come back in Anaheim's favor. We gave you plus 100 though, Jim, which is not bad. Anaheim plus 100. And just very quickly, if you wouldn't mind, Jimmy the Bag, give me a 10-second read on a play with San Jose Dallas. Now it is a low total. A lot of times with games where you're leading over in the NHL, you're staring a 6 in the face, like St. Louis Winnipeg. You're staring a 6 in the face, right? Here you're not. You're seeing 5.5. San Jose Dallas. The goalies are who are they? Martin Jones, who can be scored on, and then Ben Bishop, who is he had a good game against Vancouver. He's good, but he's not unstoppable. Is Ben Bishop an elite goalie here?
I'm surprised Ulysses Hayes saying Bishop is not consistent. I don't know if I would go as far as saying elite, but he's right there.
I mean, he's good. He's fine.
Save percentage, 2 shots. No, I would say he's better than fine.
And how is Dallas under Hitchcock? Dallas was trying to be a defense-oriented team. How are they now, Jim? And how's their lineup looking as far as offense and defense? And what style of play are they trying to get here?
One of these situations where the team has kept their lineup together. They haven't made many changes in the offseason, which is good. I think that helps moving forward. This Dallas team has players that I don't trust. I don't trust Spezza anymore. I don't trust Sagan's character. I don't trust Jamie Benn's character. Now, Radulov is tough. He's a good hockey player. Nishushkin was a guy, when he came in the NHL, that I really liked. I even drafted him in a hockey pool, knowing that he would play with Seguin and Ben, and he put up maybe 8 points that year. He's not. These guys just aren't trustworthy. And then you take Klingberg out of the lineup. I don't like this Stars team. I had them last year at plus 500. Only $100, but I'm at plus 500 to not make the playoffs. That's how everyone loved this Stars team, and they didn't make the playoffs. I don't like the Stars. I don't like their offense. Now,
you don't like their offense?
No, but on the power play. But I don't know why I say again. Okay, Jamie Benn should have been a first-round pick. He was a fifth-round pick. He's led the league in scoring one year. He has all the abilities and attributes to be a top 10 scorer in the NHL, and he just doesn't do that. Why? Because of what's going on up here.
Gabe Pasquis says, Pete fishing for another unlikely under. No, Gabe Pasquis, I'm leaning over on this one. Eddie Euler, I don't like to see this. He says, good go either way. Slight lean to the under, Pete. And by the way, Stephen Alla's friend, what was his name? Drew? Stephen Alla's friend, Drew?
Yes.
Listening for the first time? Yeah. Stephen Alla's friend, Drew. My record in NHL right now, 132-95. I'm up 28.5 units, plus 10.5% ROI. And the reason I have such a great record in NHL, because what? Because I'm some kind of NHL guru? No, because I'm very good at listening to make mainly Jimmy the Bag and the comment section, the commenters in the comment section. That is how I have done what I have done. This guy Jimmy the Bag knows NHL. The commenters in the comment section, Mohamed Joma, Gate Pasquis, and so many others know the NHL, and
Eddie
that
Euler
is the reason for my awesome NHL record. Drew is a first-time loser. Drew, I used to be so bad at NHL handicapping in the regular season that I would just skip it. I was actually great in the playoffs, but I used to just skip the NHL regular season entirely because I was so bad. Since I started doing videos with Jimmy the Bag, I've been way up every year. This is my second year in a row doing that.
Last year was our first year working together. We were
Yeah.
combined up over 60 units when the season came to an end. Alan actually says the Wild have thrived in the second game of back-to-backs. 4-1 Wild money line is my strong arm play of the night. I made that a point yesterday.
All right, so
I do
here we
not
go.
believe in that trend. I don't believe in those kind of trends. Now, it's situational. I think that record is going to come back to earth. I definitely predict they're under 500 on the second half of back-to-backs by the end of the season, and we appropriately realize that those trends are situational, and that's why we took the Capitals and won last night.
Okay, I'm thinking about this. And now Mohamed Joma, tell me what you think of this, Jim. People think Dallas is still this offensively gifted team. The reality is they're a plodding, grinding team that lacks depth. Mohamed Joma says, take the Sharks. I'm telling you. Shelby Richards right after that says, everything points to Sharks, but Stars win at home. What do you think? Mohamed Joma saying, take the Sharks. I'm telling you, Dallas is not an offensively gifted team. The reality is they're a plodding, grinding team.
It's exactly why I'm off the game. And it was exactly why I took the Stars to not make the playoffs last year, because they have no depth. And we saw what happened when Radulov was out of the lineup. They did nothing. They couldn't score. I think we're spending too much time. I just looked at time. I think we're spending a little too much time on NHL because there were some basketball games that we didn't hammer enough. But yes, I agree with both, and that's why I'm off.
Okay, I am thinking about taking an over here in San Jose, Dallas. First period over, thinking about San Jose team total over, but I might throw those picks on while we're doing other sports. Let's move on to NBA once again. Jimmy the Bag. I did take the Bulls first quarter +3. Jimmy the Bag took Denver, right, +1. The Miami game under, and then he took, what was your other play, Jim? Orlando -2. All right, what else would you like to tell us about the NBA card that you're thinking
about? It was the late games that we didn't really cap enough. Oh, I'm on the under, right? You said the Heat Suns under.
Yes, the Heat Suns under.
I'm curious to see what the movement was on that game because I actually got it at a better line about half an hour after the show when I bet it.
The Heat Suns under. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's up to 211 now.
Yeah, I got it at 210.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little uncomforting. Warriors, Bucks. What's been the total movement there? There was a lot of sharp people, including Ralph Portwander, that were on the under.
You know, I mean, the total opened so high that I kind of knew that this line would take action on both sides. You know, a very teeny move to the over since opening, but basically it's hanging at 240, and I guarantee you the books are taking pretty solid action on both sides of this total because you can make a strong case for each.
Yeah, I hear that. Absolutely hear that. And then shout out to Alan Action, too. He says, I was on the Caps last night, Jimmy. I don't put everything in trends, but I like the spot for the lot. No, I feel you, Alan. I feel you're great. Alan's another guy that's an absolutely great NHL capper. Eddie Euler, Alan Action, Van City Chris, Vancouver Brooks. We have so many of them in our chat, and that's why we're so successful. Brian B. says, Gate Pasquis, one thing also, I know that I don't really have a huge interest in hockey. What's your... Oh, okay, sorry. Yes. So back to this spot. There was some talk. Scotty Rock Forever says Warriors game is going over. There was talk in the early show. And I'll read out Scotty Rock's plays in a second. There was some talk in the early show that Dan said that public was going to be back in the over, yet the line hadn't moved. The total hadn't moved. And he thought that was a sign that the under was the play.
In the Warriors game.
Yeah, and we do know, is it official that Draymond Green is back?
Bleds W. Just got off work in the car listening to my favorite show. Hell yeah, Bleds W. Yeah, that's a great call by Dan Kelly. Another thing that's interesting, Dan Kelly is on the over first half and full game in Lakers Spurs. You remember that, right? Dan Kelly's on the over first half and full game in Lakers Spurs. Of course, the Spurs have been a dead over team going back the last 8 or 10 games. I gave the opinion, and I thought the under might be worth a shot, and the market has actually moved to the under. It opened at 225.5. It was up to like 226 in the morning show. During the morning show, it was getting bet down, and now it's down to 224.5 again. Dan Kelly, first half over, full game over. Those are plays he likes. I'm sure he was like very happy to hear that I was leaning under on this one. I'm sure he doesn't care at all that the market has moved to the under. I'm sure Dan Kelly's like, oh my God, Loshak and the market is on the under. This is my favorite play of the week. Favorite play of the week now. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
And it is true that people who really, really know the NBA, like King Rail's second half plays and Dan Kelly in general on his posts, when I'm against them, those tend to be their best plays. You know what I mean? Yes.
I think that I think your record is going to be positive in NBA by the end of the season. Scotty Rock Forever rocks. NBA plays. He got Pistons +3.5 early morning play. Great job. Philadelphia, Detroit over 217. The paint is going to be open, but Drummond is going to get a lot of action, and he can slow the game down. Excuse me. First half Magic -1. First half Kings -1. First half Thunder -4.5. Warriors pick 'em. Golden State, Milwaukee over 240. Those are Scotty Rock's plays, and they're good and they're interesting. I guess what jumps out at me is, are we leaving money on the table with not backing the Kings against the Cavaliers?
Not backing the Kings against the Cavs. I'm not exactly sure. I was looking at this game and thinking, I'm looking for some other information here, and I was thinking that maybe one of the team totals would be a play. Let me see, Sacramento against Cleveland. That's what you're talking about here, right, Jim? What's the total on this game?
So Scotty Rock says, okay, because I wasn't sure. Draymond Green out, says Miss J. Oh, wow. That's got to help the people who are liking the over.
I was looking at this and thinking Sacramento team total over, or Cavaliers team total under, or both.
Wow.
What about that?
Can you give them to me again? Sorry, I was just looking at Luke DM saying I'm also adding Miami full game. This is one of the games the Heat will actually look good in and win easy. Okay, can you please hit me with that?
I do think, Sacramento is just, they're deep, they're underachieving or they're undervalued by the market. They're going up against
all
the team.
Year they've been undervalued.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who was the first one? That was the one good call. I remember their first game against Utah. I was like, I like Sacramento here. And, I've had a shitty NBA season, except for my read on Sacramento. I would be leaning, again, Sacramento team total over, or Cleveland team total under, or both.
David Stewart says, yes, Jimmy, you are leaving money on the table. The Kings are going to beat the Cavs and cover.
It does feel that way.
Bagley is in the lineup, as we've been told. Cavaliers have some things going. Oh, what was the trade? There was the trade today, right?
Oh, yeah, there was some trade.
Let me find this out. Sorry, let me
no, that's okay. That's all right.
Oh, no, Marvin Williams is back. Damn.
For who? Oh, okay. Right.
He's going to start for the Hornets. Damn, that was part of the reason why I like that play. Ugh, I don't like that. I'm not getting information on that trade here. Yeah, when I look, let me take another look at this Cavalier spot.
That's okay, Jim. The problem is just that Sacramento kind of they held Phoenix down, but Phoenix is a bad offensive team. Other than that, they're just giving up a lot of points game in and game out.
Look at this lineup now because of the trade. So they have Sexton and Dellavedova. That's who they got in the trade, obviously, Dellavedova, so he won't be there. They have Alec Burks. So they have Sexton, Alec Burks, Rodney Hood, C.D. Osman, Tristan Thompson, Channing Frye. Are they going to play? Are they going to have 6 guys available for this game?
Who?
The Cavaliers. How are they going to have anybody available? Sexton will be available, Burks will be available, Hood, and then Nwaba is injured. Loves it. How are they're going to have nobody available for the Channing Frye?
They have nobody available?
Yeah, because of the trade. How are they going to possibly do anything?
The Cavaliers?
Yeah, I don't. Can you guys tell me what you think of this situation? The Cavaliers are going to have Sexton, Burks, Hood, Osman, Thompson, and Frye.
And the rest of the team, who else are they going to have?
Presidium says they have 7 players, so I guess Zizic will have to play. Well, they're screwed. They're absolutely screwed.
And Sacramento is a team that can take advantage of that, right?
And that's what they'll do. This is ridiculous.
All right, I'm going to take it. I will take it. I'll take Sacramento. Interestingly, though, despite everything you're saying, and the market is aware of this, right?
They have to be, yeah.
Interestingly, line opened at 3, and it's 2.5 at Pinnacle.
What the hell is going on?
I mean, you would expect, one would expect that if that was the case and this was a factor that was bettable, you'd be seeing, 4s
immediately,
right?
Yeah.
Let me check the line. This is what we're doing on the Low Shack in the Bag show. If anyone has any comments on this one, we know what the situation is with Cleveland. They opened at 3 at Pinnacle, right? They opened at 3, down to 2.5, never got back up to 3 at Pinnacle, still at 2.5. Still at 2.5.
I guess it's not that much different than what it would have been. I mean, they traded Hill and Decker, and so they were going to have nobody playing anyways. Have they made a move? Have they brought anybody up?
I don't know.
The G League?
I don't think so.
I don't know how they could play. Goes to 406 to Sacramento's 2-5 off 2 days plus rest. Oh, no Bagley. So Rob Danner saying no Bagley. How are they going to? I don't understand.
I don't know, Jim.
Angelo says Sabonis is out. Indiana will lose. I got the Magic -2. I feel very good. I'm happy Sabonis is out. Although I love the guy as a player. So,
all right, I think I'm going to take the Cavs team total under, and I'd be leaning Sacramento team total over as well.
One thing that does happen when guys like Sexton knows he's going to play 40 minutes.
Right, he's going to go up there and go.
Well,
for 50.
we saw him play 3-on-5. Remember last year, and he was awesome. Billy Exotic expected lineup. We got Sexton at the point. Jordan Clark. I thought. Where's Clarkson's? I don't even have Clarkson on the roster. I thought, what the hell? I don't even have Clarkson on the roster, and I don't have Jordan Clarkson on the roster.
Jim, I don't know.
Why? Okay, here. I don't have Clarkson on the roster.
Now, when a team is out, it's also possible that they'll just stop playing defense. Right?
It is, yeah.
So maybe the Sacramento.
Why is on the Roto World he's not even listed on the roster? So that's the problem. So Clarkson is not listed on the roster, and I don't know why they would make such a stunning error. Okay, so that makes sense. If Clarkson's around, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm not going to use Roto World anymore. They don't even have Nance in this roster. Look at this. They don't have Nance. They don't have Clarkson. Sorry, you guys. Sorry about that panic. Of course, I thought maybe the trade was bigger.
Maybe this is what they're going to be like. And now, if you'd like to know who's really in the Cavs roster, you can pay for Roto World Premium, and we'll tell you who's actually playing tonight. Maybe they'll do one of those things.
No, I take back what I was saying about the 6 or 7 guys because Nance and Clarkson aren't on this roster. It's ridiculous. Roto World. That stuff really angers me. We're doing a live show here, Pete.
Jimmy, in the meantime, wow, your play on Orlando has exploded. It's now up to 3.5. Tell us why you liked Orlando so much.
Well, we talked about how, and King Rail was talking about how athletic the Pacers are. Obviously, Miles Turner has turned a corner, and I was railing him 2 or 3 weeks ago because he was getting no boards. He's looking good. I capped this game with Sabonis in the lineup. Basically, this is a 500 team without Oladipo, and that's much better than they were last year without Oladipo, against a Magic team that is playing really good basketball. Just beat the Heat by 15, starting a stretch of 9 of 11 games at home. I love the way Terrence Ross is. I love the way Mamba and Ross are giving him totally different things off the bench. I really like it. Bob Ruby says RotoWire. Yeah, I'm going to have to leave Roto World because this is Roto World's been the main one I've used throughout, since the site came. But this is obviously a problem.
And what about Toronto-Brooklyn? What about the over in Toronto-Brooklyn, Jim? What about a simple play on it? It's a high line. What about a simple play on the over? Is Toronto going to have a big offensive day here?
I don't think they're good. I don't know. I felt uncomfortable to hit the Raptors. They have to win by double digits. Because is it still 9.5 for the Raptors?
The Raptors, no, 9 or 8.5.
Well, that's more appealing, but I don't like going against those market
Why are the
moves
Knicks? Why are the Nets such a massive dog here?
Well, they're just a bad basketball team, and we have the guys that can bully Jared Allen. And if Jared Allen tries to run outside, we can handle anything that the Nets try and give. The Raptors are so deep. They're so tough.
Kate Baskey is hilarious. I love watching Pete fishing for totals. He's like a predator stalking his prey. Yes, Kate Baskey. Overall, my record in totals in sports in general, going back all the way 10, 12 years ago, is quite decent, quite admirable.
That's how you got the nickname Toshak.
Yeah,
and that's
right.
how we started naming you Lodals.
Yes, that's right. Eddie Orler likes Suns team total under. I haven't been able to look at any of the comments recently because I've just been scanning for Bob Berube. I'm taking Sacramento -3 only because of what they're saying. This is on you, Jimmy. But the market has not reacted the way you would expect.
Yeah, and I was because RotoWire shows Clarkson, so Clarkson and Nance are very important. When these guys know that there's going to be an 8-man rotation and they know that certain players are going to play a lot of minutes. Yeah, the market move not moving makes sense because all they really had was Hill. Decker's already hurt. It was my fault, and I blame Roto World, but it was my fault for not seeing Nance and Clarkson on the roster, and then in my head I thought they were part of the trade, and then I had to look up the trade, and it was my fault.
Gate Pass Key, market is slow playing you like a lack bear, Pete. Sacramento is the play. Yeah, interesting. Angelo, Sabonis is out. Indiana will lose. I'm looking at comments here. There's a comment from Ghost of 406. Thank you, Sacramento 2-5 off of 2+ days rest.
Brent Hunt, Pete, was there a birthday pick? Oh,
no,
it's coming.
There will be one. I mean, I can't say I'm feeling confident about it, but I can say I'm not feeling any more insecure about it. What's the opposite of confident? I'm not feeling any more. I'm not feeling a greater lack of confidence right now than I've ever felt on any birthday pick.
Look at King Rail. I said take Sacramento last night. This game is the easiest one on the card.
Liking Sacramento, huh?
I said take Sacramento last night, the game, and he did. I remember him saying that on the show. I watched King's Court, which happens right after here. Check out King's Court. It is an absolutely great show. King Rail, J Money, handing out winners. That is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, right after us.
Wow, and look at this. Where is it? Where the hell is it? Eddie Euler, that's a sharp guy right there. Eddie Euler, right on. I took Sacramento -2 this morning. Lamont Williams, shout out for Cleveland State going up against Maxwell Smart. When you go up against Maxwell Smart and win, that's an achievement right there. Shout out to Lamont Williams and the one other guy, BitXN, I think it was, took Cleveland State. Lamont Williams, I love all those plays, Pete. Sacramento Kings run line, Sacramento Kings solo over, Sacramento Kings to win, Sacramento Kings love it.
Who said that?
Lamont Williams.
Wow. Miss J says, get that prey, Lodals.
Yeah. Mo Diggs, Sacramento, 1.5 units.
Wow, really?
Wow.
Teddy B says, Loshak, Jimmy, how do we not take the Spurs-Lakers full game over? I guess the market is scaring me off. And last year, I thought these late market... Well, actually, it was always there. It's not a late market move, right?
Yeah.
That was always sort of happening. That was even happening in our morning show.
Brant Hunt says, take the Kings to Pound Town. All right, okay. There's a lot of times when everyone is on a play, you want to be... but the market... All right, I will... Are we going to take Sacramento here, Jim?
I'm not going to take
You're not
Sacramento,
going to.
no.
You're not going to. All right, well, we'll see how this all turns out. Any other NBA plays that you want to give? Because I'm thinking that I might have to just make my birthday play this college basketball total that I was thinking about.
God, I think it's good to get Hill out of that dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
That guy just picks and chooses when he tries. I was such a big fan of him in Utah. Then he went to Sacramento and didn't try, was hurt all year, just like he's doing now. I don't want it. But Brian B., I'm putting my house on the Sacramento Kings. I'm that confident.
Wow, really? How many houses does he have? He's got 100 houses. That's not that big of a ballsy play. Wow, putting his house on the Sacramento Kings.
Gay Pasquis says the birthday procrastination play.
Yeah.
Pete creating suspense like a great writer.
But because people don't understand. These birthday picks are not going to hit.
Look at sports betting and poker. I'm on Cavs. Hornets, Spurs. I'm just a little uncomfortable. Dan Kelly says, if Larry Drew wants a chance to keep his job, they better lose tonight. Interesting. The not trying for Zion.
Mm-hmm.
Mo Diggs says, yep, go Kings. Scotty Rock says, hop on that first half Kings player.
Hop on that first half Kings player.
Yeah.
All right. Any other NBA games you want to talk about, Jimmy the Bag? Other games I was thinking about.
Sure.
How about Memphis and New Orleans? Is Memphis maybe a play here? What's Memphis? Is Memphis? What are they catching here? 5.5. What about that?
I'm a huge fan of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I just love the way they play, but I also just love taking them at home.
Mm-hmm.
They're 6-6 on the road, going up against a 10-3 team at home. I know the Pelicans are just a 500 club overall, but they're 10-3 at home. I love the way the Grizzlies are playing team basketball. I really like the way they're playing, but I find it, and I'd love you guys, the basketball cappers, to talk about this. I think that when you have a team that's such a strong defensive team coming up a team that's going on to against a team that's such a strong offensive team, and they have two totally different skill sets, I get scared. I get really uncomfortable. I find that a very difficult thing to cap. I know that the old historical idea is that defense trumps a good offense, but it just makes me feel like I don't know what's going to happen. It makes it more difficult for me, and I'm not going to be able to make a move, I don't think, on this game because they're just such different teams right now. Look at the Grizzlies. They score 104 points. They allow 102. The Pelicans score 118 and allow 116.3. Oh, man. Nutflush Allen says, Jimmy, when I heard that, I put the kids' Christmas money on the Kings. But I'm sure you will explain why Santa didn't show up.
Nah.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no. Oh, no. You know what? I will explain why Santa didn't show up in a series of pictures that I'll get Lucrative Larry to draw. King Rail says, Memphis aren't a good road team, but hard to back Pelicans to cover tonight. I agree. Parlay Poppy, good news to Grizz backers that Grizz 7-3 against the spread against the Pelicans with a line of +6. It could be an okay bet. Grizz defense can slow down the Pelicans a bit, but the total seems so sharp. He's so sharp. This Pelicans team is also changing their roster up. It looks like Randall might have taken the job away from Mirotic. It looks like Gentry's going to start Solomon Hill again in place of Etuan Moore. I think. I'm not sure. I'm just thinking that from early. And Dan Kelly's on fourth quarter sacks -0.5.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right, so I guess we can. All right, yeah. The Memphis New Orleans total has gotten bet down. Did you see that from 217 to 214?
Wow.
Right. And how is New Orleans doing offensively right now? Are they still jacking up threes? And the New Orleans team total is 109.5. I don't think you can take the under on that one.
Whenever a team. Now, I've been staying away from totals. That's part of the reason why I think it's part of the reason why I've had such success this year so far in NBA. But when I break down this spot, I see that there's going to be two different players than what we're used to in the starting five, and that makes me very uncomfortable with pace.
For the Pelicans.
Yeah. Just makes me so if Randall's going to take the spot, Randall's been a bulldog in his maybe just last game. I mean, Randall just seems to pick and choose when he's going to play hard. He's coming off a game where he had a career high 37 points in that loss to the Clippers on Monday, and then 27 points and 18 boards against the Mavericks. I mean, he's playing like, when the Lakers got rid of him, I was like, man, this guy can be a bulldog, but he really seems temperamental. Like he chooses when he wants to play hard, and I don't like those kind of players. Pimpy lock stacking's on the Nuggets, baby. I'm on the Nuggets too, but I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable taking road favorites, so I wish I didn't. Nate Pereira put his Coke and Hooker money on the Kings, so that's safe. That's safe. That's safe. But Isan Solvagari says you might be sober tonight, then, Nate. So he likes the Cavs.
Yeah. Jimmy the Bag, let me ask him, because I'm thinking about my birthday pick now, because it's coming up on 7 o'clock. What about, I'm thinking about maybe just like the St. Louis Winnipeg first period over. St. Louis, Hellebuck was struggling for a while. Now he's better. But St. Louis is just bad offensively. But Winnipeg has some life offensively, don't they?
They do. If you were... did you say the St. Louis have life offensively?
No, Winnipeg.
Oh, okay, thank you. I would have messed that up. Yeah, Winnipeg is a spectacular offensive team. Right. One of the best in the league easily.
And then St. Louis, what's up with them?
Well,
they should be better.
No, we saw what happened last year, and this is basically the same roster, except you brought in a bad character guy in O'Reilly. We saw last year they had a pretty good 60 games, and that was with Tarasenko, Schenn, and Schwartz rolling.
Right.
And Schwartz didn't look good when he was in the lineup. Now he's hurt. Schenn has just disappeared. It's very strange. Now, when you go into Winnipeg and it's freezing cold and it's sold out and Laine's put 2 goals in, well, can Tarasenko still do something on the power play? Probably. I think that's a fine spot. I don't want to push you into it because you may look at Mohamed Joma's final score. Winnipeg 6, St. Louis 2.
Winnipeg 6, St. Louis 2.
St. Louis Elite 48 says Blues are a sleeping giant. So he thinks that they could awaken. I don't. And I put the blame on not having a psychologist with you when you're trying to figure out who you're going to sign in the offseason. If you talk to O'Reilly long enough, you go, you know what? Maybe I don't want this guy in my dressing room. When you see Jamie Benn's tweets, you're like, you know what? Maybe I don't want this guy in my dressing room. I think it helps to have guys you want in your dressing room.
And what's your take on Hellebuck? He was struggling for a while, then he got better, right?
We talked about it. We're right at the very beginning of the year. How is Hellebuck going to handle not having to fight for his job for the first time? And he has not handled it well.
He's not handled it well, huh?
No. What's his save percentage? Like 907?
All right, I made a decision. I made up my mind. What song is that? I can't remember. I made a decision. I made up my mind. I'm going to take it. I can't. Maybe I'm just writing this song on the spot. I'm going to take the first period over in St. Louis and Winnipeg. What do you think? First period over.
Sure.
St. Louis, Winnipeg for the birthday pick, minus 124 at Pinnacle. St. Louis, Winnipeg. So I haven't made that one an official pick yet either. I'll make it an official pick. St. Louis, Winnipeg, first period over, 1.5 minus 124. Winnipeg has a nice home ice advantage, don't
Remember,
they?
I've said it many times on the show, I think, but when the season ends, they'll have the best home record in the league. Also, St. Louis Elite 48 says O'Reilly's been the MVP for the Blues. Definitely. He's definitely been their MVP.
Okay, why don't you take over the show while I tweet this out, because I told people I was going to do it, and there it is.
There it is. There's the birthday play. This just in. Johnny in the Crease says, better late than never. My favorite time of the day. Thank you for joining us, Johnny in the Crease. Dwayne Reed says, Jets roll. Mohamed Joma, Blues are a mess. You need goaltending when you're an inferior team on the road to have a shot, especially if you're striking. And they don't have that with Jake Allen.
So that means that they can easily give up a couple goals quickly, right?
Definitely.
Right. Okay.
I like this play.
Okay, why don't you take over the show while I do my tweet here?
Sure.
It's hard to tweet while listening to you talk, Jim.
My man Raleigh Hernandez says Embiid ruled out. Jimmy, yes, he has been ruled out. And let's see, if we got this situation where Embiid is not going to be in the lineup, who can bang with Drummond? Amir Johnson can. Sure, I guess. What are you going to do? Like, Muscala is going to have to give him a break. I guess Muscala 6'11", 240. But, God, Drummond's going to eat tonight. I've always been a Amir Johnson fan when he was in Toronto, but, man, he's going to eat tonight. It's a dangerous spot. I would love to back the Sixers here, but I'm not going to. Not going to at all. Khalif Lee, my man Khalif Lee joining us. Great to see you. Is on Brooklyn +9. I understand that play. And OKC -8. I think those are both fine plays. Jay Murphy, he likes the Kings so much he's putting him with the Jets in a parlay. I think that's a nice spot. Black Baller says Grizz money line. Who likes it? I'm a little uncomfortable. Not applicable says best bet of the NHL would be the Ducks. I would agree with that if the market was a little different. I'm telling you, if the Ducks were -120 or -125 even, I'd be all over them. I might even take them on the puck line. But this market just confuses me.
All right, so birthday picked and tweeted out. St. Louis, Winnipeg, first period over 1.5 -124. Don't go all in. Remember, if this one loses, that means the record will drop to like 53-14 or something ridiculous like that. So, the I give my best on every friggin' birthday pick. Yeah, it's been a while since there's been a loser, but the losses are going to come. And actually, the birthday pick, once again, is a great illustration of money management. No matter what your edge is, if you bet size inappropriately, if you bet over your edge, you will lose, even if you do have an edge. So if you want to tail me on the birthday picks, have fun. I bet them. I hope you cash with them. I hope I cash them. But please, no matter what you're doing, please bet size appropriately. We don't want anyone to lose any more than they expect to. You know what I'm saying? Or win less than they expect to or anything like that. Please bet size appropriately, no matter who you are, no matter what your betting approach is, no matter what your bankroll size is. Please just do that. That's for me, Peter Loshak.
I love it. We got to get into college basketball as soon as possible. But first, and Nikki Shore wants to lead us in. I just need to answer a couple questions. So you can take a look at this to get us going. He wants to know your thoughts on the over 157 in St. Mary's, New Mexico, and we are going to roll. Love seeing Dwayne Reed's plays. I'm going to copy and paste those. And then Eddie Euler giving a heads up for tomorrow, taking the Pens to beat the Senators without Duchesne. And then a couple things about, and St. Louis Elite thing. I'm telling you, St. Louis is a sleeping giant, boys. Be careful. Schwartz is one of my favorite players in the world.
But if St. Louis is a sleeping giant, he's talking about NHL, right?
Of course.
If St. Louis is a sleeping giant, he's talking about offensively. He's not talking about, right? He's saying that they can start putting up goals out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that's what he's saying.
They need Schwartz back. They need some things, but he knows this team inside and out, and I'll keep a close eye on it. And I love having St. Louis Elite 48 in our chat box. Isan Solvagari says, Jimmy, maybe I missed it, but you were against the under in the Anaheim game. I kind of am. I know that the Ducks are a definite under spot and under team, but you take Jordan Stahl's huge body off of the ice, so now Rask is going to play. Victor Rask is going to have to play a ton. And then you take Furland off the ice, and now you have space. Now you have space and you don't have Stahl killing penalties. I'm a little uncomfortable with the under. I am. I'm a little uncomfortable with it. Okay, let's see. Yaya said, I just put half the amount I was about to put on the birthday pick due to Mr. Peters' rant. Joe Lucari says, what do you think about the Sac game? Man, we talked about it a lot, and I did not pull the trigger on the Sacramento Kings. Maybe that will be a mistake looking back. Maybe that will be a mistake. And Frank Rizzo, birthday equals St. Louis, Winnipeg over first period. And happy birthday, Melvin! We love you. Low bag fam. Okay, so let's get into college basketball. We don't have a lot of time. We only have 10 minutes before the hour ends.
All right, so let's start just with the 7 o'clock games in college basketball. Again, let's see, the 7 o'clock games. UMass Providence is a very interesting game. James Madison, George Mason. I took the first half over and the full game over. St. Mary's, New Mexico is very interesting.
What was the movement on the George Mason total?
It hasn't really moved. It was, Greek is still hanging back at 142. It's now up to 142 and a half or 143 in other places. So almost no movement at all. And I can see that. Maxwell Smart endorsed the play on the over. It's just, I could see this being a 79-60 type game. I don't know. I could see George Mason winning 79-60, something like that. George Mason probably is the right side. The line has moved in James Madison's favor. But we had people in the morning show suggesting that George Mason might be the play. Oral Roberts is very interesting. I thought that Oral Roberts might be a play. They opened at 17. They're now down to 16 or 16 and a half. But we were told that some people that we really respect liked Missouri in the morning show, including Dr. Bob, who gave out Missouri as his official free play. So that's certainly interesting. Missouri, of course, can play great lockdown defense. But Oral Roberts has some, they played some decent teams pretty close this year. And they have some front court depth and talent. That makes me think that they might be able to hang within 16 or so, Yeah,
I'm answering a question to Khalif if you can keep rolling, if you don't mind. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Let me see. Other plays I was thinking about. Hold on one second. Let me pull up my notes here from college basketball. Other plays that I might be on or tail. Let me just find it. St. Mary's. Feels like St. Mary's would be a play, right? We remember when New Mexico played New Mexico State, and Maxwell Smart told us that, it wasn't obvious to me, but it was obvious to Maxwell Smart that New Mexico was going to slurp cock soup, and boy, did they.
Yeah.
Also,
cold cock soup.
Cold cock soup, and boy, did they. They sure did. They sure did. They got blown out by 50 points, and St. Mary's is not the same St. Mary's team that we've seen in the past, but they're all right. You know what I mean? And the line opened at 7. Maxwell Smart got it at 7. He likes it at 8.5. It's now 8 at UWager, and I'm thinking this might be more of a fade of New Mexico than a play on St. Mary's. Let's see other plays again.
Do you not think that New Mexico will show some life and bounce back a bit? I mean, that was a very embarrassing rivalry loss.
Yeah, it was.
And they're going to be panned in the papers, panned in the press.
Yeah. The problem is just, they're on the road though. Like if they're at home, and St. Mary's is not the juggernaut, but not the undervalued, slightly under the radar elite team that they have been in the past. But they're still pretty decent.
Do you even consider them an elite team?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying they were ranked in the past. They were ranked in the past. They would always.
Well,
be,
last year they were awesome.
Yeah, and they were always a candidate to go up against Gonzaga or whatever, and give them a tough game. Which is not what they are this year.
Eddie Euler tailed St. Mary's.
Yeah.
And Dre for Trey, my man Dre says St. Mary's money line, Santa Clara money line, Providence money line parlay.
Wow.
Jason Campbell says Maxwell, if you're here.
Yes.
Maxwell, if you're here. Thanks for the Warford pick last night, you legend.
Oh, yes. Holy crap. The TCU-USC game, I gave the first half under, and a bunch of people were leaning under with me. That's gotten bet up. A significant market move, Jim.
What's the full game? Because Dwayne Reed gave it at 151.
The under.
Yeah.
Well, now it's up to 152 at Intertops.
Profit like in the Oral Roberts miss under at 132.
The Oral Roberts.
The
Missouri.
Reaver says, I'm from Albuquerque. Don't ever bet on UNM.
Yeah. It does seem like...
I used to watch that Albuquerque baseball team all the time play the Vancouver Canadians when we were a AAA affiliate.
The Albuquerque Dukes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I know that team. The Albuquerque Dukes. Sure. Maybe the St. Mary's team total over. It does feel like St. Mary's going to go off for a big game here. Let me see what the team...
Look, Jason Campbell, my Australian basketball play for today.
What is it?
So he said back-to-back.
Yeah?
Melbourne United versus Brisbane Bullets playing Melbourne. -2.5.
Let me see.
Pretty confident in this one. Small line for the best team in the league.
Wait, hold on one second.
I'm going to copy and paste this.
Frank
Rizzo on UMass first half and full game. Tay60 says Jimmy Maine versus Weber State. Now, I've got to study this. I've been focusing on the Audible and making sure that I was prepared for that show. So I'm
Melbourne, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'll tail that one. I'll tail that one after the show, not right now. I'll tail that one right now after the show.
All right. Let's keep rolling now.
Dom Ricci says, Big Man always says his show is by far the best show on YouTube. I'm the opposite. We have people saying it's the best show on YouTube, and then I go, but it's not though. But it's not. You know what I mean? That's the difference between me and other people. They say our show is the best. We sit here. Other people tell us it's the best, and I go, but it's not. What are you guys watching? What show are you guys watching? This is the best show on the YouTube.
What you say is, how do I monetize?
Yeah, they say that, and I also say, but it's not, guys. Come on, open your eyes. It's not the best show on YouTube. It's not the best sports betting show around right now. Let me see. All right, so no, I'm just kidding around. Who gives a fuck who has the best sports betting show? My show. Who gives a fuck? I don't know who gives a fuck.
Oh no,
you know what I mean?
Oh no, he's having a late Friday breakdown.
Who knows? Who cares? Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Best sports.
We have 5 minutes until 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
Pete.
all right. So anyway, KCon likes Greensboro, Elon over. Jason Campbell says it totally is. No, but it's not. All right, enough of that joke. Let me see. Vegas Gun, great show, guys. Have a great
Vegas
weekend.
Gun.
Vegas Gun, I love you.
Our guy.
Great human being.
Yeah.
Great, wonderful human being. And I do love Vegas Gun. Let me see. Man. Big Dave says, hey, Pete, can you give a shout out to my little brother Tony D? He's on his way to Vegas
to
celebrate his birthday. He's listening now, getting info to win big. Big
nice.
Dave, shout out to you. Have fun in Vegas. Even if you're in Vegas, bet size appropriately, Big Dave. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you,
Tony
Big Dave.
D. You're just giving a shout out to the little brother Tony D.
Yes.
Tony D. Also, we have some cappers really liking the Penguins tomorrow against Duchesne less Ottawa Senators team. I think a -1.5 on the Pens might be a nice spot.
Yes, very, very nice. Very, very nice. All right. Let me see. What else do we have? What else do we have here going on, Jim? College basketball. I made my plays. I don't like the line move on the TCU USC under, but fine. I will have to live with it. James Madison and George Mason, first half over, full game over. There's been no movement on that one, which is okay. The UMass Providence game, I was leaning under. In the morning, someone we really respect, I can't remember who it was, liked the over, but then some other guys were saying that he liked the under. This is and then Maxwell Smart was liking Nevada minus the points. I believe, if I saw that, I might be imagining it, but I believe he was liking Nevada. Again, I was leaning Oral Roberts. Dr. Bob gave out Missouri. I don't want to go against that. UNC Greensboro, Elon. The people liking the over. It's 146. And let me just check the added games here in college basketball, because there were some added games that were not. There were some added games that let me see. Where's that Columbia game? Columbia against Bryant. Yes. I was tipped that Columbia might be a good play at 9.5. Now they've gotten bet up. That might be worth a shot right there. Line movement in favor of Columbia against Bryant. First half, that's a 7 o'clock game. All right, I'm going to make that one a tail right here. I'm tailing this one. I'm going to tail this one. The person who tipped me off to this one. I'm going to take Columbia minus 10, minus 110. That's going to be an official play for me. Columbia minus 10, minus 110 against Bryant. Columbia minus 10, minus 110. That's an official play in college basketball. Anything else you want to shout out, Jim?
Yes. I believe good to hear we're riding together on Nevada, Maxwell Smart. Is Maxwell Smart here?
I believe I don't know.
I haven't seen his name.
Who knows? The South Dakota State game. Let me see. What is the total in that one? Maybe think about the South Dakota State over at, what's so funny?
Oh, sorry. These guys are so wonderful.
Yes.
Draper Trey says, best show on YouTube. I remember when you guys just started last year. Now, here we are growing. Mm-hmm. And then he's laughing at Jimmy's Jameson bottle and Lecce. Lecce was nice. Mm-hmm. I miss Lecce. I should bring Lecce back.
Nate S. says, I'd love to see a Pete Loshak outtakes video. Yes. And if we had an intern, if we had an assistant, a paid assistant, because I don't like interns. I like paid interns.
No, we have to pay.
That would be the first thing that they would do. I'd be watch all these videos, find the funny shit, and put it all into one video.
Look at our man, Troy V. I love this. Pete is the peanut butter. Jimmy's the jelly. Chatters are the bread.
Hell yeah. Ooh, who said that?
My man, Troy V.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
I like that.
That's a nice little poetic, wow, look at that. A little bit of a writer in there in him, Troy V. Let me see. Anything you want to shout out, Jim?
Yeah,
we got one more minute.
Dan Kelly's trying to answer props profit questions. A question about why the totals seem to be lower in NHL on Fridays. I didn't know that. One thing I thought about with NHL last year was that I thought that it actually helped me not betting Saturdays and Sundays. I was still focused on football on Sunday, but I was trying to take the weekends off, and I felt like there was more volatility on Saturdays. And I don't know if I could show I don't know if I could prove that at all. But Dan Kelly says Fridays are different for all capping. I think it's because it's date night, and a lot of those in attendance are going to get laid. Mm-hmm. The only thing I can come up with.
So a lot of intensity, yeah. I mean, the day of the week, I have a great read on Mondays, but I think that's just because I personally am rested on Mondays, and there's a lower amount of games, so I can put more effort into each game. But yeah, man, look at this.
Smooth Moses, Segunda play tomorrow. Granada plus 100. Played great last week against Malaga and looked solid at the back.
What is that?
I have no idea.
What is that coming from?
Smooth Moses, though.
So, okay. I'm going to copy that.
Peter Dykstra says, give me a shout out for 3 in a row. Absolutely. He's been hot. I like it.
All right, so in the meantime, the 7 o'clock games for college basketball are now officially off the board, so you can't take it. I did wind up going on Columbia minus 10, minus 110. Tail of my man, Maxwell Smart, who got it at 9.5.
That game goes off right now?
Yeah, it's off the board. Let me see. Do you want to scan for some comments here, Jim? Oh, we should talk about MMA. Let's talk about MMA for a bit. Why don't you scan for comments, Jim, while I talk about MMA? How about that?
Absolutely.
Okay? Scan for comments, copy and paste them.
We have videos.
Oh,
we haven't even got to.
Oh,
shit.
Fuck.
It's okay. Let's do it right now.
All right, let's do it right now. Sorry.
No worries. We still got a nice crew with us. Let's start with our man, Big Ragu, who hands out winner after winner on these videos. Shout out to my man, Big Ragu. I love capping with him. Can't wait to hit the Los Alamitos card with him tomorrow.
It's cold outside, low bag. It's like 30-something degrees this morning in Florida. Can't take it no more. Going back up north. Anyways, screw that. Last week, right? 0-2. I got the ultimate screw job. 38-14 Memphis game. They come back. They get their ass kicked in the second half, right? They get the shit kicked out of them by UCF. And then the other game I was on, Texas, They take that bad field position safety, punt it back to Oklahoma. They score right away. They go up by 12. And next thing you know, Jed's a broke bitch. All right, now, I apologize for those 2 plays, but it's not my fault. I can't help it. We got 2 winners today, or go Saturday, Sunday, guaranteed winners. Put money in your pocket like we always do. You know what? We win a hell of a lot more than we lose, so you got to take the bumps along the way. So I'm not complaining, but I am contrite about it. All right, so let's get that shit out of the way. Let's get down to business. Army-Navy Saturday, triple option both ways. Army's number 3 in the country on third down defense. Navy's number 123 on total defense. They both have big play capability. You're going to laugh at that, right? Because they both run the wishbone offense, triple option offense. But the big difference is Navy's ability not to stop and Army's ability to stop on third down play. So that means Army longer drives, more points on the board, over the total, Army first half, Army full game. That's my triple option. On the Sunday, Oakland taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. They lost Connor. They got the West Coast travel. They got New England at home next week. Then they got to go on the road and take on New Orleans. They're not looking past the Raiders by no means, but at the same time, Raiders are playing some loose football right now. They don't give a shit one way or the other. They're playing like they did early in the season when they were taking up some big leads early in the game and blowing leads late. They got nothing to play for, so dangerous to play against. 11 points, a lot of points. I bet it early in the week. It's down to 10. We're rocking the Raiders, right? So 3 plays on the college game. First half Army, full game Army, over the total, and the Raiders. We're making money this week, and I'll see you next week.
Wow.
I absolutely love our man Big Ragu.
I love Big Ragu, and just FYI, that was a pretty ballsy play there on the over in the Navy Army game. Of course, that game is every year. It's been a no-brainer thing to do. To as soon as the total comes out, even 46, 44, whatever, pound it under. This year it came out at 41.5 at Pinnacle, still got pounded down to 40. Over the past few years, every game has gone under, and under 40 points. But if you look back a bunch more years, there were some higher scoring games, and I said it in the morning show. I was like, one of these years, it's going to be a 28-27 game. They tend to be close. One of these years, though, there is going to be an over that will catch us by surprise. And Big Ragu liking the over at just 40. We're cutting it close here with these totals. He also likes Army, which makes sense. I would think that if you're leaning over, you got to be thinking Army is the play. If you're leaning under, obviously you'd be looking to maybe think that Navy will cover the big number. Interesting breakdown there from Big Ragu, Jimmy the Bag.
I love Big Ragu, man. I got that guy for life. For life. We're going to hit derbies together. We're going to hit the Belmont together. I just want to hang with that guy, man. His videos coming from Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, God. He's going to be in Vegas in the Super Bowl. God,
and look at this shit. Because normally you would think that these games would be close. You'd be leaning to the under. Normally, whenever these triple option teams go up against each other, you think under and the dog. Dom Ricci loves Army. I took it Tuesday. Allen Action 41 of the lowest totals in the series recently. Yes. Where is it? Someone said Army's going to score 40 on their own. There you go. Raven in the Desert. Army will score close to 40 themselves. And Dom Ricci love Army. Took it Tuesday. Wow, maybe the Army team total over is worth a shot, which would be under 24, about 24 or so, 23 and a half, 23. Michael Sinkowitz, what's the birthday pick? I don't know, man. St. Louis, Winnipeg, first period over. Is that a lock? I don't know, man. If you want to tail it. If you go all in on it, I've done all I can to tell people not to go all in on these fucking plays.
Nate S. says, Ragu, I love the Oakland pick, too. Those are some heavy sack plays he's dropping, man. Heavy sack action.
Chance Briggs says Army in the under is the lean. The Army team total over might be worth a shot. 23 and a half. Not Flush Allen says, I said it this morning on the over and felt like I was nuts. Now after you video, I feel much better. Yeah.
Dom Ricci just took the over.
And Not Flush Allen, I can definitely tell you this. Take this to the bank. In the next 3 or 4 years, 2 or 3 years, there's going to be one of these Army-Navy games that goes into it's going to be like a 28-27 type game. We're going to see one of those games.
Allen Action likes your Army team total over.
Yeah. Dom Ricci loves Army. Someone else said the Army's going to put up 40 on their own. Dom Ricci loves Army -7. You can get 6.5. You could buy down to 6.
Dom Ricci says first half Army's been gold, by the way.
Dan Kelly with some more plays here. I think these are new plays from Dan Kelly. NBA plays here. What a great fucking group we have. Do we have another video coming in, Jim?
Yes, we do. Do you want to look at some plays quickly?
Yeah.
Yes, for the big big soccer match tomorrow that has been moved away from Argentina. We have none other than number Juan.
No me juzguen por 11 apuestas, necesito más de 11, necesito 100 al menos. Jimmy no me lo para de recordar, que perdió otra vez. A ese maldito perdedor de pija pequeña, él lo juzgan todo el tiempo de Hotel del Rey, entonces me culpa a mí por eso. ¿Acaso es mi culpa que naciste deforme, hermano? Judge me when I'm more than 100 picks, 100 bets. Don't judge me because of 11. I need more than that. I need to grow. Give me wings, man. Give me my wings. This game, it is the game. Super final. Now they cannot be suspended. It's in Madrid, full of police, full of security, no barra bravas, no hooligans. I hope so. So my pick for this weekend is for River and Boca. The super final. Both teams to score at plus 110. I bet 365. River and Boca, who knows who's gonna win? Everything can happen, but I expect both teams to be really offensive. They both are hungry. They both are angry, just like me. So, expect an offensive play. Expect attack, and goals. Both teams to score at plus 110.
Number one right there. A little panicky. Four and seven, though. 4 and 7.
He's growing on me a little bit.
He's a little panicky.
All right,
Panicky.
Let's quickly, Jimmy the Bag. Why don't you look for some comments, some handicapping comments, while I quickly talk about UFC. Okay, main fight: Brian Ortega and Max Holloway. A lot of people really liking Brian Ortega, including Annie Marak. That line just keeps getting bet up and up and up. Ortega, of course, opened as the dog. Now he's the favorite. And when I talked about that fight with Annie Marak, he was minus 110. Now it's minus 114 at Pinnacle. It's hard to see Holloway losing, but Holloway has had some issues with, health issues, concussion issues, and it's just as hard to see Ortega losing. I did see one guy say that he liked Holloway in the comments section, but many people liking Ortega here, including Annie Marak, and I don't know. I'm going to stay off this one. It's just hard to see Holloway losing. It's hard to see Ortega losing, and I don't like to bet these. This fight reminds me of the finals in in March Madness, where it's just hard to see both teams losing against a spread. You know what I mean? A lot of times you see that where if you have two people who are in peak performance mode and peak momentum and everything, and the market's pricing them accurately, it's just hard to bet against either of them. And if there is an edge, it's small. Probably pretty clear that there was an edge on Ortega when he opened at plus 110. Strong market move in his favor. Everyone in the comments section starting from yesterday, we're liking Ortega. Then Joanna Jędrzejczyk against Valentina Shevchenko. This is another tough one. Again, Shevchenko is awesome. Almost impossible to see her losing, but Joanna Jędrzejczyk is not a
bully.
Yes, I mean, when she first came, I'll never forget when she first came onto the spotlight when she first came into our field of view in MMA. I was looking, and no one knew who the hell she was. And when she started, she was a big underdog. And I watched the the face off and the weigh-in. Do you see what she does in her weigh-in? She looks like she's got the body of a superhero and the face and mentality of a crackhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The reason you don't have to be afraid of crackheads is because they have the bodies of crackheads. But Joanna, I was like, she looks like she's got the insanity of a crackhead with the physique of a superhero, and she would have that underneath. She would get up underneath the face, and I was like, "Oh my God, this woman is a maniac." As any underdog, I'm going to bet her. And I thought she had value when she first came into the UFC spotlight, and she did have value. So later on, of course, she had some losses and this and that, but here she is back in the role of a big underdog, and Joanna is just dangerous as an underdog. I can't see any way that Valentina loses, but at plus 300, I think there's value with Joanna. I'm not going to bet it. But Annie Marak took it as an official play. This reminds me of the Shogun Rua fight. Shogun was an underdog of plus 385. Now, of course, he should have been an underdog, but he shouldn't have been that big of an underdog. Annie Marak wound up giving it. I wound up giving the same opinion that I have on this fight. I agreed that Shogun had the value. I did not have the reason I didn't bet it. Purely one reason: cowardice. Lack of balls. Same deal here. I think the value is with Joanna, although I cannot see how Valentina loses, but Joanna should not be plus 300. Then we have Nelson against Oliveira. I believe that Annie Marak liked Oliveira inside the distance. He's the underdog. This fight is very likely to end inside the distance, but the market. It's like minus 500 inside the distance. Andy Morak took Oliveira. Then Duwadu against Kyle, and I would think that we talked about this one. Duwadu is a Andy Morak gave Duwadu as a just to win outright at minus 164. It's gotten bet up into the minus 170s, and I think Duwadu is just too good. Kyle likes to brawl, and I think at some point he's going to get caught here. So I would definitely be leaning Duwadu, but as the line creeps up, obviously the value evaporates. And then Thiago Santos against Jimmy Manua. This one, again, like the Gunnar Nelson fight, has finish written all over it. Have to be thinking that Santos inside the distance is worth a play. And Andy Morak actually took that one when I told him that at 5 dimes. It was minus 132. That probably has a little bit of value as well. Santos inside the distance at minus 132. But if I had to pick, I'm not going to be betting any of these fights because I didn't have, I trust Andy Morak, but I didn't have enough time to do my own in-depth research. Why? Why didn't I have time? Oh, I don't know. College basketball, college football, NBA, NHL, everything. Fucking Jimmy the Bag. You know what I'm saying?
I certainly do know what you're saying.
If I had to make one pick on the main card, it would be Duwado, even at minus 170.
Headshot says I'm rolling with Duwado for show.
Yes. Minus 170, it's not a lock. If he got up to minus 250, I probably wouldn't take it. But if I had to make one pick on this entire card, I know that on this entire main card, I know that most people in the comments section would be like, Ortega will roll even at minus 110, 114. I would give Duwadu at minus 170 if I had to recommend one play. Joanna, I think there's value there. I can't, recommend it as a bet. I'm not going to bet it, but I think there's value there. And Santos inside the distance at minus 132 or 135 or whatever it is probably has some value, but he could get caught as well. Probably the safest bet is Duwadu at minus 170. Probably anything under 200, I think probably has some value there. But again, that's not going to be an official play for me, and I'm not going to bet it. But if I had to recommend one play, that would be it. Watch the video with Andy Morak that we did. Andy Morak's analysis of MMA is just so great, just to see how he thinks when it comes to MMA handicapping, and watch the video that we did. And that's my analysis of MMA. Shout out to Moshe Bogarot for loving MMA handicapping and requesting it. Anything else coming in, Jim?
Oh, just a ton. Yeah, an absolute ton.
Yeah, and there you go. 2 for the money says T-City by sub, lock it. And that's what I was talking about, just a little bit more. I was thinking that if Holloway wins, and Andy Morak didn't actually agree with me, but I was thinking that if Holloway wins, it's probably by decision because he's still good at. He knows he's been injured, and he's good at keeping his distance, fighting from a distance. I think that's the style that he's going to fight here, and he might be able to sneak out a win that way. If it finishes inside the distance, it's probably because Ortega gets the sub. Ortega has a vicious sub game, and it's hard to imagine Holloway getting subbed, but I think that if Ortega wins, it's much more likely to be by sub than any other result. If Holloway wins, probably it's by decision. So, if you're looking to maybe take a longer shot with a prop bet, Ortega by sub, Holloway by decision. I think both of those are pretty decent. I know my MMA, Jimmy the Bag.
You certainly
I know
do.
my MMA.
Your
For anyone who
record's
doesn't, you have the MMA record. You have the MMA record back there. Just throw the MMA record up. I know we're at 715, but look at this MMA record. This is from 2018, 17, and 2018. Check this out, everyone. Let's get it up there. Let's get the MMA record up there. This is my official MMA. Look at that, Jim. Come on, come on. 22.7 units plus 12.7% ROI.
58%.
Pretty big sample size going back 2 years, and that's my take on this MMA card. All right, anything you want to shout out before we wrap the show up?
Yes. I love you guys. This is, when we get to the end of the week and we've been on all these shows and grinding so hard, waking up so early, studying so much, it's a grind, but these guys just make it all worthwhile. We absolutely love our low baggers. Low bag fam for life, forever. And we've got some new UFC cappers. Didier Deharn here has some great insights on this. Actually, I wish we had more time because we've gone long, but take a look at the comments when you were going over MMA. There's some absolutely great ones.
Yes, I will.
And then
here we go. Yeah, TEH60 says, Pete and Jimmy, best show on YouTube. No, but it's not. Open your eyes, TEH60. Open your eyes. This is not the best show. I mean, thanks for the words. Thanks for the comments. Boy, man, my low self-esteem is just a fucking force. Isn't it?
This is going to be part of the monetizing problem, I think.
This is going to be part because when I go into a meeting with the big higher ups, you know what I mean? They're going to be like, well, there's people who say it's the best show on YouTube, and I'll be like, trust me, it's not.
No, I know what you say. You say, fuck you, eat me.
Yeah, eat me right to their faces. All right, thank you so much, TEH60. All right. Anything else, Jim?
Yes. Without further ado, we have, with a very, very nice record to boot, Freddie Fortune. Oh, jeez. What the hell's going on?
Looking spiffy today,
yeah,
Freddie.
I guess.
Looking spiffy.
I guess. I don't think he understands exactly how to wear those hats.
Spiffed out. Freddie
know.
Fortune.
La Liga, Atlético Madrid at Club Deportivo Alavés. They are based in the city of Vitoria-Gasteiz. Did you know, Pete, that's for you, did you know that in the year 581, after the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Visigoth King Lugivild founded the city of Vitoria-Com, trying to emulate the Roman foundations. Also, in 1980, by decision of the Basque Parliament, Vitoria-Gasteiz became the place of common institutions of the Basque Autonomous Community. And also, in the urban area of this city, there is a modern and accessible for all.
I would love to see who Freddie Fortune's ancestors were in 580. I'd love to get a snapshot of that genetic pool. What's going on here?
Accessible for all public transport in the form of trams and buses. And now for my play. Atlético Madrid at Club Deportivo Alavés, taking Alavés, double chance, win or draw at plus 200 at Bet365.
Okay, his name is Freddie Fortune. My name is Peter Loshak. This has been the Loshak in the Bag Show for Friday afternoon. What a great week of shows. What a great show we had today. It was a lot of fun. We love you all. We'll be back 12 o'clock Eastern Time on Monday, everyone.